This year has been, of course, additional challenges with a continued impact of the global pandemic, and everyone really has rallied. I really want to thank our volunteers as well. Of course, they have changed how they have continued to share their time and their expertise virtually whenever possible. And as I mentioned already, hopefully at some point soon, we'll see a return to some in-person opportunities to support the women and children who come through HWP. And specifically our volunteer board, I'd like to acknowledge a number of new board members who've joined this past year, bringing a broad set of diverse skills, experience, and perspectives to our 10-person board. And I'd like to thank a longstanding board member who is retiring today, Janet Pickle. We'll hear more about Janet a little bit later, but Janet, you've served with passion, dedication, and always brought HWP history into our conversations. To our new board members who have joined mid-year, this is an official welcome, and we look forward to your continued involvement and support ongoing. During this year, HWP also experienced a change in leadership as Lori Hepburn stepped into the executive director role in September of 2020. And Lori is such, as you all know, a compassionate, a dedicated leader. She has a unique energy and experience that she brings to this role. It's really been a pleasure working with her already. And on behalf of the board of directors, I want to thank Lori for your exceptional leadership and your work with the board in these extraordinary times. And just say that we also look forward to a continued great working relationship and to helping you and the whole HWP team carry out the mission and the vision of Halton Women's Place. It's hard to believe that just over a year ago, probably need to change that to more than 15 months ago, right? The pandemic changed how women and children could be supported in shelter and in our outreach programs. And I am tremendously proud and grateful to all of our staff who responded to each new health and safety protocol, always striving to provide the most welcoming, the most empowering environment possible for the women and children who call the shelter home. And our program staff who pivoted to online program delivery, accelerated programs to reach more individuals, such as our online chat support. In early 2021, the board and management team began working on the new strategic plan, and you'll see more in the coming days and weeks about the future of HWP, continuing the great work that's already underway, of course, and focusing on ensuring accessibility and responsiveness to the needs of our diverse community. Our mission and vision remain unchanged and our commitment to them unwavering. In short, the board would be happy to see us all out of work due to services no longer being needed. Until then, though, we will all continue the hard work, the important work of providing safe space for the women and children on their way to living a life free from violence. On behalf of the HWP Board of Directors, I would again like to extend a thank you to our community, to our partners, to our volunteers, and our highly dedicated Halton Women's Place employees for another tremendous year. Thank you to everyone. Lori, now I'll pass it over to you.
Thanks, everyone. The 2021 year was full of change and transition. In September 2020, I was honored to move into the role of Executive Director, while we also welcomed Heather Calhoun as our new board chair in June. We have seen significant accomplishments this year as we continue to persevere in our vision to create a gateway to safety and support for women and children to live a life free of violence. Over the past year, the world was told to stay home to keep everyone safe from COVID. But we know, and we really know at Halton Women's Place, that home is not a safe place for everyone. As an agency and as a sector, we've overcome significant challenges in the face of the pandemic and highlighted for the world the many dangers that women face being isolated at home with abusive partners, no way to reach out, no reprieve, increased stressors that can exacerbate an already dangerous situation, at times a fatal situation. Women are not always able to call us safely or connect with their social supports in the same way that they would have before the pandemic. Despite these challenges, we were able to continue to support many women and children through our shelter and community outreach programs. Halton Women's Place modified our services to continue to keep women safe from COVID and abuse. We implemented very thorough infection prevention and control policies. We redesigned our spaces to ensure women could be comfortable, supported, and safe during times of quarantine. We innovated and adapted, finding ways to best support women through virtual connections. Other highlights from 2020 include opening 3 new transitional housing units. And that, was an effort in itself with delays and construction, and it was supposed to be ready for March. And thankfully in October, we were able to make that happen and successfully move some women in. So that was wonderful. And that was with our collaboration with Habitat for Humanity in the region of Halton. And this was a place where women can journey forward, creating a life of safety that they desire and they deserve. In partnership with Halton Regional Police Services, a memorial was built to commemorate victims of intimate partner violence. This memorial symbolizes our shared commitment to ending violence in our community. We can't do our work alone, and we can't do it without the overwhelming support of so many others. And so I want to start by acknowledging our incredible staff team at Halton Women's Place, who have continued to show up each day with compassion, kindness, and support for the women and children who need us the most. And many of you are here today, so thank you. To my leadership team, the senior management team, Amy Marshall, Janice Hamilton, Carm Botso. Wow, what a year we had. The changes, the transitions, the policies, the procedures, everything changing, and leading your teams and the departments through all this change. I can't thank you enough for your constant support and dedication. Thank you. And I also want to welcome one of our new managers who joined us in April, Julia Fittis. She's also on the call. The resilience and tireless work of our entire team has been inspiring, all while adapting to new ways of doing the work, and all while navigating the pandemic in their personal lives as well. To our board of directors, we are so thankful for your steadfast commitment to Halton Women's Place. Our dedicated and passionate board of directors continue to help guide us with their diverse set of skills and expertise as we navigate this challenging year and we focus on our new strategic plan. And I also want to say a special thank you to Heather Colquhoun, who has been also instrumental for me during this transition as our new board chair, and we've continued to kind of navigate this all together as we move into our new roles. So thank you, Heather. With so much gratitude, we thank our donors, the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services, the Ministry of the Attorney General, and our community partners, including the Halton Region, Halton Regional Police Services, and the community foundations. Our donors, wow. Our donors have been incredible this year. It has been such an overwhelming year of people providing their support. And as Heather mentioned, just rallying around Halton Women's Place and all the people that need them. Thank you so much. We did all of this with your support and recognizing that the women and children of Halton needed you more than ever. Special thanks to everyone in Halton, in the Halton community, who reached out for help. The Halton community has been instrumental in reaching out to help one another to ensure their family, their friends, and their colleagues were all safe. And lastly, most importantly, I want to recognize all of the brave survivors of domestic violence. To those who have left abusive situations, to those still experiencing violence, we want you to know that we see you, we hear you, we believe you, and we will continue to be here for you when you need us. Thank you so much.
Folks, I'd like to officially call this annual general meeting to order. It is 9:15, and this will commence the formal business part of the meeting. So first of all, may I have a motion to approve the minutes of the annual general meeting held on June 22nd, 2020?
I move that the minutes of the annual general meeting held on June 22, 2020 be approved.
I second the motion.
All in favor? And board members, I'm looking for your hands. Great. And that, yeah. Opposed? I don't think I saw it. Hang on. Let me change my view here, just make sure I'm seeing everyone. Sorry, board members, could I ask all in favor again? Thank you. Awesome. Anyone opposed? And we are carried. I'll ask board members just a gentle nudge to have your minutes or your motions in front of you. And up next is Barb. And you'll just need to unmute, Barb.
May I have a motion to accept the president's report?
Is Julie on the line? Are you there, Julie? Could I ask someone to step in there for a second?
I second the motion.
Thanks, Janet.
All in favor or opposed? We show our hands again.
All in favor? Yep. We show our hands.
Okay. Anybody opposed? Okay. I assume, okay, motion is carried. I can't see all the people, so but motion is carried.
You assume correctly. We're good. Terrific. Okay. May I have a motion to accept the executive director's report?
I move that the executive director's report be accepted. Looking for Aisha?
Yes, sorry, I was on mute. I second the motion.
All in favor? Show of hands. Terrific. Any opposed? And we are carried. I would like to now introduce our auditor, Christine Mills from SB Partners, to give the auditor's report.
Morning, everyone. Thank you for having us here this morning. I'm just going to highlight the results of our audit at a very high level, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. We completed our audit of the financial statements of Halton Women's Place for the year ended March 31st, 2021. We conducted our audit in accordance with Canadian generally accepted auditing standards. Our objectives were to obtain reasonable assurance about whether the financial statements are free from material misstatements and to issue our report thereon. While reasonable assurance is a high level of assurance, it's not guaranteed that our audit will always detect a material misstatement. As part of the audit process, management is responsible for the preparation of the financial statements in accordance with Canadian accounting standards for not-for-profit organizations. Those charged with governance are responsible for overseeing the organization's financial reporting process. Overall, our audit went very smoothly, and as always, we received excellent support and cooperation from the Halton Women's Place team. In our report, we explained that as Halton Women's Place derives some of its revenue from fundraising and donations, and we are limited in the ability to audit the completeness of these amounts. This is common in many not-for-profit organizations. This limitation does result in a qualification of our audit opinion. Except for the possible effects of the matter I just described, it is our opinion that the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Halton Women's Place at March 31st, 2021, and the results of its operations and its cash flows for the year then ended, in accordance with the Canadian accounting standards for not-for-profit organizations. Thank you.
Thanks, Christine, and thanks to everyone at SB Partners. Can I have a motion to approve the auditor's report?
That the auditor's report for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2021 be approved.
I second the motion.
Thanks, Irene. Thanks, Janet. Everybody in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.
May I have a motion to appoint our auditors for 2021-22?
I move that SB Partners Chartered Accountants be appointed as auditors for Halton Women's Place for 2021-2022.
Sorry, on mute. I second the motion.
And all in favor, please raise your hand. Any opposed? Seeing none, motion carried.
May I have the motion to appoint our Finance and Audit Committee for 2021-2022 as follows? Chair, Derek Payne. Members, Barbara Love and Heather Colquhoun. Sorry, Heather, I can't believe I can't pronounce your name properly.
That's okay. I'll give you a cheat sheet later.
Thank you.
I move that the Finance and Audit Committee be appointed for 2021-2022 fiscal year.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Any opposed? The motion's carried.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the acts and deeds of the Board of Directors for 2021-2022?
That the acts and deeds of the Board of Directors for 2021-2022 be approved.
I second the motion.
All those in favor? Great. Any opposed? And we are carried. Now I know that we have a video message now from Ilda Gizas, who is the Ministry of Community and Social Service representative who has just retired. She was a longstanding ministry rep for HWP, and I know a great supporter of ours. So she has sent a message, and I would ask Amanda, can you cue that up for us, please?
Greetings, everyone. My name is Ilda Gizas, and I am the local representative of the Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services, working with Halton Women's Place. As I thought about my remarks today, I wanted to reflect on the agency's mandate, which is connected to the lives of so many survivors of violence who come through your doors physically and virtually and have found safety, healing, and community. I also want to reflect on 2020, a year that was marked by change and in many respects a major shift in the way we used to offer services. As the ministry representative, I have been working closely with the agency over the past several months, and I feel reassured that Halton Women's Place has taken this challenge on in a positive, responsible, and resourceful way, always doing their best to not leave anyone behind. I also want to talk about the leadership changes at Halton Women's Place. In 2020, we bid farewell to Diane Beaulieu, whose commitment and strong leadership brought the agency to a solid position, particularly during the first few months of 2020 as a result of a very difficult year and pandemic. We also welcomed Lori Hepburn, the new executive director, who has brought so much passion and enthusiasm to her new role and is so eager to make a difference, which she has already done in many ways. New projects have been launched, some of which will have an impact beyond Halton region, further increasing the agency's profile and impact addressing gender-based violence. There are also many opportunities that have taken place and continue to evolve, such as developing new resources and creating greater capacity for the organization and the violence against women sector. We are grateful for the agency and leadership team and staff who have taken these challenges on with vision and open arms. In closing, I also want to reflect on my role as the ministry program supervisor for the past 16 years. What a pleasure it has been to work with such a passionate and committed and hardworking team. What you are doing matters. You are making a difference and changing the lives of so many families for the better. As I leave my role, I would like to wish Halton Women's Place, all staff, the board of directors, all volunteers, all supporters, and each client who comes to your agency for support, and those that are out there that need your help, all the very best into the future. Thank you for all your work. Goodbye.
Terrific. Thank you for that message. Ilda, of course, who couldn't be with us today, but took the time to acknowledge that, and again to thank Lori and the staff and volunteers for all the work in the past year. All right, we have, as I mentioned earlier, a board member who is retiring, and it's time to acknowledge Janet Pickle. And Janet, I am just so appreciative of everything that you've done. You have been a board member since, as it says, since 2013, but in the secretary role since 2017 as well. You are dedicated, a passionate ambassador for HWP, a keen eye that you bring for our procedural rules helps keep us on track. And for those who don't know, Janet is also very, very active with our gala, an active donor of auction items, active in recruiting attendees to the gala, and really sharing that event with her circle and beyond. She's also prolific in sharing social media posts and tweets. And Janet, that passionate commitment to HWP's mission and vision, especially online, makes you the perfect first board member profile that is going to be run in our LinkedIn campaign next month online. So I want to thank you for your 8 years in that official capacity as a board member and as secretary. As that comes to a close today, we know this isn't goodbye. We do look forward to seeing you at the next gala when we're in person again, hopefully. And we look forward to sharing your retweets of HWP's messages. Thank you again for all your dedication and your service to HWP. I want to let folks know as well that and Janet, that this a version of this Hands Are Not for Hitting Plate will be is in production. Is that a fair statement, Lori? In production. And so you'll have that memento, that reminder of all your time and dedication to HWP. So thank you again to Janet. And we hope you enjoy your retirement from us, but we know it's not goodbyes, and we're glad for that.
You just reminded me of something as well, Heather, that for all the wonderful staff that I also just recognized, your recognition gifts will be delivered to you within the next week. Yes, so I think that your managers have connected with you as well around the 5, 10, and 15 years and what you'll be receiving. And so we will make arrangements for that to be with you in the next week.
Terrific, thank you. I would now like to call on Megan Gill to present the nominating committee's slate of directors for 2021-2022.
On behalf of the nominating committee, the following is a recommended board slate for 2021-2022. President, Heather Calhoun. Vice President, Leslie Starr Hemborough. Treasurer, Derek Payne. Secretary, Aisha Shah. Members, Megan Gill, Barbara Love, Jerry Diaz, Julie Cohen, and Irene Santos.
May I have a motion to approve the board slate for 2021-2022?
I move that the board slate of 2021-2022 be approved.
Second the motion.
In favor? Thank you. Opposed? Carried.
Folks, we're almost at the end of our time together today, and I wanted to just make a couple of mentions as we wrap up here. One is to say, again, a tremendous thank you to all of our staff, to Lori for her guidance and leadership, to all of the changes that have come because of this pandemic. Everyone, as has been mentioned, has rallied, has really kept the focus on the women and children who need our support. And so thank you to Lori and the entire staff team. Thank you to all of course, our donors who have made that support possible, who have stepped up in such a challenging year, such a challenging time for, again, the women and children who we serve. And to our board of directors, thank you. To our community and partners who are on the line with us as well. Again, thank you to you. as I think everyone is starting to feel a little bit of hope as we start to see, vaccine rollouts and numbers decreasing in terms of COVID numbers. And so I'm hopeful that this will be in person in the future, that we'll be able to gather again and continue this great work live in 3D. And I look forward to that time then. I do want to make mention to also about today's recording and about the AGM report. And both of those will be sent out after this meeting and also available to the public. So you can stay tuned for that. And now let me just pass it over to Lori to see for any final comments here. Lori?
I just want to echo what Heather said and, thank everybody so much. It was a little overwhelming when I just came on here online and just saw all the faces. It's so wonderful to see everyone and, just regroup together after such a year and to really reflect on everything that's been accomplished through such a challenging year that we've all navigated together, right? It's, when you look back at all the things that we've been through and what we've still been able to, accomplish and come through, it's actually incredible. And I also want to lastly make sure that I want to acknowledge and thank my predecessor, Diane Bolio, because she has set a very solid stage for Halton Women's Place that I was able to walk into here in September. And so I wanted to just leave with that as well and thank her for all of her dedication and service to Halton Women's Place that made the transition for me so much easier into this role. And as well, all of my board of directors, all of the staff and our management team for this transition. What a year. It's overwhelming. I'm so grateful and so privileged to be sitting here and leading this fantastic organization. So thank you, everyone. As Heather said, we will be sending out the reports. They'll be available to the public. And for our HWP staff team, we're staying online, but we'll take a 5-minute breather and stretch break. And we're coming back on to have a little bit of a full staff meeting.
And just before you do that, may I have a motion to adjourn the annual general meeting held on June 23rd, 2021?
Hi, it's Julie. I move that the annual general meeting held on June 23rd, 2021 be adjourned. Could somebody second the motion, please?
I second the motion.
And then Julie, do you want to, oh, sorry, that's me calling for a vote. Could I have all those in favor? Raise your hands. That one final time, fantastic. Anyone opposed? And we are carried. That concludes this year's annual general meeting. Again, thank you to all who attended. Staff, stay on with Lori, and everyone else have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
very much.
Bye, Janet. We will miss
Bye,
you.
Lori. Miss you too.
Thank you so much, everyone.